This is Shay. The video today is about if you feel like other people's emotions can get easily attached within you. So perhaps you have been with someone in the past and the relationship's finished now, but you're still in this space of feeling like you're attached to them emotionally, or perhaps you're past that now, but it just took a while to get there. And so if you experience this video is for you in particular if you feel like this is playing a part in erection challenges or being able to just have the kind of intimacy that you want with the next person that you meet, with a new person that you meet. So what I will be explaining is why this feeling of attachment and entanglement happens with emotions. And then I'm also going to give a really very simple tip to be able to do something about this and move forward. The next step beyond that is then focusing on getting your erection quality back to where you want it to be so that you can have the type of sex that you deserve and avoid having a permanent erection problem. So first up, why does this attachment happen? Well, without going into too much of a spiritual realm, everything in the world is energy. We are energy. That is what we are made of. Yeah, I think I'll leave it there because it is kind of pure and simple that that's what we are. So it is understandable that when we come together, and especially if there's sexual chemistry that's shared, regardless of whether it's actually doing something or not, when you feel that connection with someone, you feel this intensity. It's a feeling of energy, right? And we adapt and we take on the other person's energy. And so it's totally normal for us to take on certain thoughts or mindsets or ways of thinking, and when we do that we feel like we're entangled with the person and their energy because they've had a strong influence on us. Another great example of this is our parents. A lot of views that we have on the world and how we see things come from our parents or our carers, and that's not necessarily the truth, or it doesn't necessarily serve us in the best way, but it's still within us. And a lot of the times it can be other people's energy occupying our space when we're feeling things like guilt or shame, or that I've done something wrong, or that I should do this or I shouldn't do that. A lot of times that's kind of like a parent voice, which is still energy within us. So the same thing happens when it comes to our intimate relationships. And first, I just want to say it's totally normal to have this feeling of I get easily emotionally attached. So that's why it happens. But then what does that mean? Well, it means, and again, specific to if you're experiencing erection challenges, it means that we can delay being able to open ourselves up to new people, right? Or that we can think that because I get emotionally attached, that's why I have problems getting hard when I first meet somebody new, because I still have this emotional attachment going on over there. So we're trying to externalize what's going on in that case rather than getting it sorted for ourselves. We're saying it's because of this. And there's not anything wrong with that. Also at the same time, it's not the thing that's going to get this fixed and get it sorted. So we have two choices. One is to try out a new tool that I'm going to share with you now. And the second is to keep things as they are today. And the question that I have for you is, if things stayed as they are or they got worse over the next 6 months, 1 year, feeling this intense entanglement or emotional attachment with past people, what does that mean? Like, how is life like in 6 months or 12 months time with this the same or worse? I believe that is not the alternative that you want. So let's go through this tool together. This is very simple. Okay, I talk about breathing a lot, and this isn't the thing that, this is going to solve everything immediately, but I've definitely found for me in the moment when I'm feeling more of an intense level of this emotional attachment or entanglement, this really helps me to be able to just clear that out of my system. So you can do this with me now, or you can just listen to it and then do it later when you have this feeling. So what we're scanning for is, imagine a scale of 1 to 10 on this emotional attachment or entanglement. And there's times where it feels more intense, there's other times where it feels less intense. So anytime that it's above a 3 or a 4, that's when I want you to now start scanning for that. And when it feels above a 3 or a 4, I want you to do this that we're going to do now. So we're just going to start with breathing, taking a deep breath in through the nose for a count of 4. and out through the mouth for a count of 8. And just close your eyes and get comfortable and keep on breathing this way. And every time that you're breathing in now, I want you to imagine that you are calling your own energy, your identity, yourself and what you stand for. I want you to imagine that you're calling that back into your body. I know this is a bit spiritual, but just go with it. Imagine that that's flowing back into your body, and you may see it come in through your head or through your feet up into your body or through your hands, wherever feels right. And just seeing that flowing into your body as energy. Maybe a pink light, a blue light, a green light, whatever feels good to you. So every time you're breathing in through your nose, you're calling your own energy, your identity, what's important to you, who you are at your core, at your soul, you're calling that back home. And every time that you breathe out now through your mouth, I want you to imagine that you're giving permission for anybody's energy that may not be yours to leave your body. You're giving permission for any energy that may not be yours to flow out of your body. And we don't need to know where it's come from, who it's come from, or where it's going off to, or why it was even there in the first place. We're simply just giving it permission to leave the body. And it may come out through your head. Again, we're creating a similar picture, or through your hands or through your feet. A pink light, a blue light, a green light, whatever feels good. So as you breathe in, calling your energy back home into your body. And as you breathe out, just giving it any permission for any energy that may not be yours to leave your body. Let's just do that one more time, breathing in and out. Okay, and after doing this a couple of times, just notice on that scale of the 0 to 10, if it was at a 4 or 5 or higher, just notice where it is now, what number you would give it now after doing that a couple of times. Most of the times is lower, the number goes lower because we've calmed our nervous system. And we're also just giving permission for any energy that may not be ours to leave our body. I think there's a whole realm of this that we don't really yet understand as human beings. But what I know for me is that I use the tools that I found really helpful. And this is one that I've definitely found helpful. I learned this from my coach, Annie Lala. And it helped me to just create some shifts. And in particular, in the moments of intensity where I felt this emotional attachment or entanglement with somebody else, it helped me to just reduce the charge on that and to be able to then move forward and not let that feeling of frustration or entanglement or anxiety, whatever it may be, not let that go to a 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Felt like I was more in control of it. So I'd like you to just try this on over the next week, or right now, if there's a particular time that you can think of where that intensity felt anything above a 3 or a 4, and just see how that goes for you. Okay, if you found this tool useful, then what I would like you to do is you're going to see a circle that comes up on the screen, and that's where you can subscribe. So there's 2 options. It's to either subscribe to the YouTube channel, which is the circle on the screen, or below in the comments, I'll also put the link to my free weekly newsletter. And every single week I share the latest tools and tips so that you can avoid a lifelong erection problem and start having the kind of sex and building the connection that you deserve to.